Time to wake up. It's Saturday morning. Find some milk and cereal. Grab a bowl and spoon. No, a bigger spoon. Head to the living room and take a seat on the floor while Joseph and Chris present to you Saturday Morning Cartoon!
Hello everybody, welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoon Boom! This is a show where we wake up the Saturday morning sun, popped on the floor, big world of cheerios cereal, and tell your favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
And this morning, we watched the Thanksgiving that almost wasn't.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that joke was going to come up, whether it was you or me. It needed to be said.
It did need to be said. Who cares about Thanksgiving anyway? Like, Thanksgiving is just a bump in the road in between Halloween and Christmas. There's already snow on the ground out here. There's snow everywhere. There's Christmas lights. We had our Christmas parade last week.
Jeez.
So who cares about Thanksgiving?
I couldn't even really think of very many like animated Thanksgiving things, with the exception of maybe Charlie Brown's one.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
No one cares about this.
That's the only one I can think of. And then I'm like, well, I mean, maybe this will be an exciting one that'll make me wonder why there aren't more. But that wasn't the case.
Yeah. I mean, like, how dynamic can you get with, like, hey, we decided to eat a meal together, and we had a good time.
We're super thankful for it.
We
just want to make that clear.
Yeah, we're pretty thankful about it. So, we couldn't get much out of this, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you can only milk it so much. And it's literally to the point where in order to make this work at all, they had to try to throw talking animals into it to make it more fun.
And a completely just side story to like this really didn't have much to do with actual Thanksgiving. It was just an aside to the first Thanksgiving.
No, it could have been any holiday. It could have been the Labor Day that almost wasn't because
they all had to still work that day because they're in retail. So
there's just nothing that necessarily worked about this as I think. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. This was suggested by both Ira Sutton from Facebook and Nickel Force on Twitter. So good on ya.
I need to have words with these boys. I feel like this was done to test our limit. See, let me say this. I wonder if this is something that they had been watching since they were kids and they have some kind of nostalgic attachment to it, because I can't say the same. I had never seen this before or heard of it.
I would assume maybe, well, I just knowing a little bit about the two of them, I don't think they're at an age where they probably saw this a lot, but maybe they did see it at one point. I know Ira is a big fan of like the classic cartoons. Like he likes the old stuff and he likes the stuff that's like educational for kids. He's a big education animation guy from the suggestions we've gotten from him. So I don't know, but we're probably about to bash it.
I'm going to try to go easy on it as much as I can, given the year it came out, the length of time that it is, and the message they're trying to send, I think was positive. But again, let me just stop there and we'll talk about it in a second. So the Stevie special aired in 1972. Developed by Hanna-Barbera, produced by Hanna-Barbera, and honestly, there was no Wikipedia entry on it. There was, when I looked it up and tried to find it on Wikipedia, it was like, here's a list of Thanksgiving specials, and like every single one had a link to it, attached to it, except for this one. It was just the text and nothing else. So I'm like, all right, well, here's what I've got. I know it was done by Hanna-Barbera. That's about as deeply into it as I can get.
And that's about as deep as they went with the writing.
It's pretty hollow. So this for a short synopsis, though, a talking squirrel must save the holiday by rescuing a young Pilgrim boy and a young Native American boy that have gone missing in the woods on Thanksgiving Day. This was written by Iron Horse the Fourth.
And how would an Iron Horse even type on a computer keyboard?
Fourth of the Iron Horse family, a long lineage of horses, metal horses, iron horses, in fact, who are able to type. That's just the specialty that they have, which is why he was able to do so.
Wait a minute. Is Iron Horse from Beast Wars?
You say from Beast Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he is.
Iron Horse, really?
I think he's a Beast War.
Okay, so he's a beast. He's one of them Beast Wars. Okay, so then he transforms, or he what did they say? Maximizes.
Yeah.
And
do you think he's a Maximal or a Predacon, though?
Horse, I would think a Maximal.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But
So
he
maximize.
maximizes, and that gives him opposable thumbs and fingers that can work a keyboard, which is how he types these things out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so we cracked the code, we figured it out. So the only marshmallow I have for this, because there's like no information out there, is that the only way you can find this thing in retail actually is it's attached to a DVD set with Casper's Halloween Special. But Casper's Halloween Special takes the lead part. So it's like Casper's Halloween Special / the Thanksgiving that almost wasn't. So it's not even important enough to take over Casper movie that I've never heard of also.
Yeah, and they couldn't even like partner it with like another Thanksgiving thing or
because they don't exist
or anything else.
No.
Yeah. They're like, okay, what other Thanksgiving property do we have? And they're like, what?
Well, this is actually the first, Chief. Oh man,
this is the only one we've got.
What are the kids like? What are the kids like these days?
Our kids love Thanksgiving, I think.
They like ghosts. They like Halloween. Let's just package it with Casper. That was how that conversation went. That was the round table.
Exact voices and everything.
Yeah, the voices got mixed up a little bit, but that's just because they were really delegating how to figure this out. So, had you ever heard of this before, or you're like me and it's just a mystery?
Yeah, it's a mystery. I don't think I'd heard of it before, so no.
Yeah, that's all I got. I hadn't heard of it.
I've heard of Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah?
They've done a lot of things.
I'm familiar with the cartoons that look like this one, but that are much...
And sound like it,
but are much better than it.
Yeah. This was like... Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing about this is that the way that I could have told you it was Hanna-Barbera without them even having a name attached is they used every stock Hanna-Barbera sound effect you could think of.
Yes.
And a lot of that was in one scene where the squirrel is like running away from something or running towards something.
And it didn't fit any of the actions either. Like the sound effects they used just did not fit.
Yeah.
It was just like there's no point.
Imagine Flintstones mashed with the Jetsons, mashed with any other default Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Scooby-Doo. There, no, exactly. Scooby-Doo. Imagine those all mushed together as just a long string of sound effects, and that's what you'd get.
Yeah, just a bunch of pointless sound effects in a scene that didn't need it.
It's like the main one that didn't make any sense was like the running start where it's like they're running in place for a second and then they take off. That was in there. I think there was a gulp in there or something. Oh man.
I love when like they added sound effects for just the squirrel turning his head and it was like, pew.
Oh yeah.
There are no, if you turn your head, there's no sound unless you crack your neck like that.
Well, if you're a talking squirrel, neither of us are or ever have been talking squirrels that I know of. So maybe that's a thing they do.
I don't think so. I've got a lot of squirrels outside in my yard that are constantly yelling obscenities at my dog. But I've never heard him make that noise.
Well, let's just go ahead and start talking about the movie. I mean, we're already getting into
what about this cast? What about this amazing cast?
I forgot there was a cast. You're right. Go ahead.
There's a cast.
Please.
Yeah. The father squirrel, who is also basically the narrator, was Vic Perrin. The squirrel's son was voiced by June Foray. So those are people that you know, we've heard of them before. Jeremy Squirrel, that is a character, was voiced by Hal Smith. And then none of the rest of the cast is attributed to any character. I just have a list of a few more names, which are Kevin Cooper, Marilyn Main, Don Messick, Bobby Rhea, and John Stevenson. And the only one I really know anything about is Don Messick, because he was the voice of Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo in the Scooby-Doo stuff.
Yeah,
so
I think Don Messick was part of some of those songs that they were singing.
Oh no, those were all other people.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they have like a list of a bunch of names that just says singing.
Okay. The only name I recognize on the main cast, I guess, is June Foray, since she was Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle, and she was Natasha as well. And you can hear it. You can hear the Rocky in this. And I guess it's very appropriate since it's about squirrels too. So
Rocky's First Thanksgiving.
Right.
That would have been a better title. and would have been more interesting as a movie.
Astoundingly more interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have been into it.
So it starts with
some banjo music.
Oh, God, there's the music. There's the, I would say maybe 25% of this movie is made up of this one song that's about, it's called This Thanksgiving Day, and it just plays for a really long time.
You know, did you like the really, and this was one of the more actually compelling parts of the thing that we watched, was like, in the beginning, like when you're first watching this and the music starts, there's just a blue screen for like about 15 seconds with nothing happening. There's a few little stars in the background, but it's pretty much just a blue screen. Like it seems like something that credits would be on or something, but nothing. And then there's an explosion that happens really like, not like a fire, but like the big comic book style, like zapping looking thing, like the yellow and red pointy stuff. And that happens really slowly, and then it goes into the actual thing, and it made no sense whatsoever. And I don't even have a good way of giving that justice, explaining it.
It's basically this movie Benjamin Buttoned itself and started with the credits, with the end credits. Not even like a movie that like puts credits into itself as it's playing through the beginning. It's just like end credits, end title. Then bam, here comes the movie.
But they forgot to put the text in for the credits.
Yeah.
So it's just like they left like space for the text to show up on the screen, but they forgot the text. You're just looking at a blank screen for a while.
They were probably just like scrounging around looking for more sound effects to use.
Yeah, they're just like, you know what? Screw it. We're just leave it. People like the color blue, right?
Basically, you have these kids who are going to sit at the table for Thanksgiving, and then it like zooms out to these squirrels who are also having their own Thanksgiving.
I was very confused because I was like, when they first did that scene where you see like the little boy and his sister on the swing set, and then their mom calls them in for Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm like, oh, okay, so like, and the boy's asking questions about Thanksgiving, and I'm like, okay, so like the dad's going to give him like a lesson or whatever. No, like we spend like 3 or 4 minutes with these characters for it to just zoom away to the tree outside their house. And the rest of it is the squirrels telling the story. And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Because the dad kind of interrupts the kid and is just like, just say your prayers, kids. And like, if we have to, or something like that.
I don't even believe in Jesus, Dad.
You shut your mouth and pray.
You'll believe in Jesus, or you'll believe in my fist across your mouth.
Or you're not having any dinner tonight. Go to your room, son.
Little Timmy.
So then it zooms out to the squirrel family, and they are talking about how essentially Jeremy Squirrel, who is their great-great-great-grandfather, I think.
I like how it sounds like you're saying Jeremy, like he's got germs.
Oh, yeah. Well,
your Texan accent is great.
That would have been more appropriate. How would you say it?
Jeremy.
What?
Yeah, Jeremy.
That's just too many syllables. So,
Jeremy Squirrel.
So Jeremy Squirrel,
I love it.
He's the supposed savior of Thanksgiving. Then they're just like, "Oh, let's hear the story," and that's what starts it off.
So first, the music and like the montage that goes with it that we just saw at the very beginning of the show plays a second time all the way through. Why? And I hate it. I hate it so much. And we see these pilgrims and the Native Americans kind of like their first meeting, and they're just, I mean, through history, we know just friends right away. No problems with each other whatsoever. They're just best buds from the get-go, and it stays that way forever. Then it was like the natives were teaching them how to grow crops, and then they're like, oh, since we're BFFs now, let's have a big old dinner that we'll call Thanksgiving because we're thankful that you're giving us your land. And we get introduced to these characters as Jimmy, who is this little of a pilgrim child, and then Little Bear, who's just kind of a know-it-all Native American kid, and they both think they're the best.
It's not Jimmy, it's Johnny.
Whatever, it doesn't even matter. So Johnny, the stupid pilgrim boy, they both think they're the best hunters. They fight about it. Jeremy Squirrel comes running out of his tree because he hears all the commotion, and he's like, "Hey, you shouldn't fight. You should be friends." And they're just like, "Well, okay."
And then he just like sneaks himself into that. He's like, "And be my friend too. Yay, we're all friends now." And they're just like, "Nobody invited you, Squirrel." But he's like, "No, we're all friends. We're best friends.
We're best friends. Shut your mouth." I'll give you my nuts. Then the main premise is that these two kids, both playing like they're the best hunters ever, are quote unquote chasing timber wolves. They run into the woods right when like Thanksgiving dinner's ready to be served. This is a historic moment. They're like, "Guys, this is the first of what's got to be centuries of Thanksgivings." And they're like, "All right, let's go play." And they get lost in the woods and people can't find them. And Jeremy's going to try to find them and get them back and keep them safe. But they all get lost because these kids are stupid. They're so dumb.
I mean, on the screen, we're just watching them walk in a straight line. And they're just like, "Well, we're lost." Like, they don't think to just turn around and walk backwards.
Yeah, and this hero of a squirrel didn't think of it either, and he's just like, "Oh no." So this squirrel is just like, "I'm gonna go find your folks."
Why didn't he just bring them with him? Like, how is he in a better place to defend himself than he would if he had two kids with him? Like, right? I don't know. Like, it just seems, I mean, I get that it's just to set up the plot, but the plot's just so, like, it's so shaky that it bothers me.
Are you trying to say that this forgettable Hanna-Barbera cartoons plot was not up to standard? Is that what you're trying to say here?
It's not even up to TV special standard, and that's not a standard you have to set very high. But I don't know. Go on, as you were.
Yeah, so the squirrel's just like, I talked to all my woodland friends, and they're going to keep an eye on you while I go find your folks, who are probably 10 feet away. So all these animals are out. There's like raccoon and a rabbit, and there's this big old bear. So then this wolf shows up, and those animals peace out so fast. They just leave those kids to die.
They immediately, like, Jeremy's one request was that they stay and guard the kids. And the first thing they do when they sight that wolf is run. They hightail it.
Bear's
so
like, "I don't
fast.
need this job."
Yeah, it's a bear. Like, this bear
Right.
will protect you. Wait, not if there's wolves involved. We're out.
Yeah, forget that. Before that happens, there's a bunch of other shenanigans. Like, the kids try to, like, I don't know, paddle down a river that has a waterfall that they don't see till they're, like, about to go over it. And Jeremy has to, like, push a tree limb down for them to grab. This part was kind of funny because Jeremy is pissed. This squirrel is so angry, yelling at these kids.
When you imagine this, you might think it's like a happy, fun-loving squirrel. Jeremy is the most stressed squirrel that I think has ever existed in cartoon form. Like,
yeah.
he is being tormented by these two kids, not in a way that they're intentionally tormenting him, but that they're putting themselves at risk when they just became BFFs with this squirrel, and he is just like in charge of their lives because they're so dumb. They're basically throwing themselves into a volcano. Like, they're that. So I felt for Jeremy. Like, I felt how much stress he was going through.
Jeremy's going to be popping Celexa and Xanax, like, once he gets back to his tree. Like, he's just, I bet he was losing patches of fur.
He regrets that BFF promise immediately.
Yeah, shouldn't have done it. That's why I don't talk to kids.
This is why squirrels don't talk to us anymore, period. Like, they just forget about humans. Like, they stress us out too much.
Also, there was like this thing where the kids were singing a song together, and God, it was awful. Like, the singing was so bad.
Oh, let's take the shortest road home.
Dude, they were hitting some sour notes. It was disgusting.
Going back to the home they love with the same old cat and stuff. And
it's like, have you ever, like, when you're eating like some peanuts, you know, like you're on your way to the baseball game, you're cracking open a peanut, and you get that one just rotten nut. It leaves that gross taste in your mouth. That's what this song was. I just left a gross taste in your mouth. It was that bad.
I feel like it's like if you're eating let's say just a bag of peanuts still, and then you accidentally bite into a lime somehow. It's like that kind of sour note. I mean, I like limes, don't get me wrong. But just if I'm eating peanuts and I'm expecting peanut flavor, I don't want a lime coming in and interrupting.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like a shocking flavor that you're not expecting.
Flavor.
What about a warhead? Like, warheads, those sour candy.
Yeah.
So it's like
dude.
Eating peanuts and then getting a warhead stuck in your mouth. Yeah.
Nice. That's a good one. I like that. Let's save this metaphor for later. Like we might use this again. So back to the animals, like that wolf shows up, they abandon the kids, but then like they slowly start to come back when they're like, oh yeah, I forgot that was our job. Like as you would with any wolf, like they start throwing nuts and stuff at it and a few pebbles. And the wolf just does not care.
And the bear
doesn't care at all.
Nothing.
They're all like, oh no, go get the squirrel.
Yeah, only Jeremy will know what to do.
Yeah, they're like, we need the smallest possible animal to fight off this wolf. And so they send this bird. Right as Jeremy finds the parents that are looking for the kids, the bird lands and is just like, dude, we messed up, man. I'm so sorry, but, my bad. Jeremy's like, come on. And like has to run back, and he defeats this wolf by like biting its tail.
Yeah. And
it like jumps up in the air so high that when it falls, it gives itself a freaking concussion or something. Well, I'm pretty sure I saw blood coming out of its ears.
What happens? It like after he bites his tail, it's so shocked, and then it starts chasing after Jeremy. But he spotted this log earlier, so he runs the wolf into this like a hollow log, and it gets stuck in there and starts rolling downhill.
As you would if you ever encounter one in the wild. That is the best thing to do. If you encounter a bear, make yourself appear bigger. If you encounter a wolf, roll him down a hill.
Yeah, that's their one weakness, being rolled down hills. They hate it.
They don't like it at all. They'll just get annoyed and leave you alone.
Yep.
Then the people show up. The kids are rescued. We said before, we hear all those sound effects for no reason. They're playing any music you heard in Scooby-Doo is playing in this. You've heard it all. It goes back to the squirrels in the tree. The dad squirrel is done telling the story. Their food is getting cold because it took a half hour for him to tell this pointless tale that had nothing to do with actual Thanksgiving. Just that some stupid kids almost ruined it.
Well, you're leaving out an important part at the Thanksgiving dinner table.
Well, yeah, I wanted you to do this. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Before that, at the actual one where Jeremy's at the head of the table, where he's like saying this, like, not saying a prayer, but he's saying like a peaceful thing about togetherness and Thanksgiving. And then the kids keep interrupting him, talking about like mincemeat pie. And at one point, Little Bear interrupts him and said that he hopes turkey has 10 legs. You're wanting an abomination. You're wanting to mess with nature. This is Island of Dr. Moreau stuff. Like, he is looking to mutate these turkeys to where they have 10 legs instead of just 2. And that is a horrendous thought.
Little Bear's just like, I'm the best hunter in the world. I know all about the animals, know about turkeys. What do they got, like 10 legs on them? And I killed so many turkeys in my day.
And so I just got kind of stuck on that thought because I was like it was playing through this little song and this little tune or whatever. And then Jeremy was talking, but my head was just so stuck on that 10-legged turkey. I'm like, what is he asking for? He doesn't know what he's asking for.
He doesn't understand. He's too young.
Oh, God.
One day when he's older, he'll know the error of his ways.
The other Thanksgiving table in the squirrel's tree, after we go back to present time, in the 70s. So you wonder, like, what a squirrel would have for Thanksgiving. And, of course, what do squirrels eat? They eat, like, acorns or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
or pizza. I got to work one day, got out of my car. I'm walking across the parking lot, and there's this squirrel just running through the parking lot with an entire slice of pizza hanging from its mouth, holding it by the crust, just running for his life. I was like, dang.
That squirrel just had the best day of his life. And we'll really never top that because
he's going to be a fat squirrel.
He's going to be expecting pizza from now on. And
that slice of pizza was the size of him.
I kind of want pizza now. But anyway,
I do too.
The Thanksgiving dinner the squirrels were having, the dad has like an acorn sitting in front of him, and then it has a mallet. And he asked his kids, instead of like, do you want white meat or dark meat? He says, do you want white nut meat or dark nut meat? And that Like, I know that times were slightly different then, and it didn't maybe have the same implications that it does now. But man, that was inappropriate.
It was perfect, is what it was. The perfect way to end this cartoon, to be honest.
They're like, if anybody's still watching, here's one for the parents.
But then they don't get any because the acorn explodes.
Yeah,
you know?
and there's really only one, and there's not meat. I don't know.
No, there's nothing.
I don't know how he would have separated it anyway. It was just one acorn they had.
He hits it with the mallet, and then there's just like the remnants of the shell. And everyone starts giggling, but they're going to stop giggling once they realize they have no food.
Thanksgiving is ruined.
It's wintertime. They don't have any more acorns. They're about to starve to death. And that reality is going to slowly sink in as the hunger gets worse and they begin to eat themselves.
And this closes appropriately with that On Thanksgiving Day song again. This was only like 24 minutes long. And that one song that takes like 3 to 4 minutes every time it's played, plays 3 times. That's a lot of the movie taken up by that one song.
Mr. Barbero, we made the Thanksgiving special. It only ended up being about 10 minutes.
We've only got like 10 minutes of footage. What do we do?
What do we do with this?
Just throw the song in again. We already did that once. Do it a third time. Okay.
So, also the painting of Jeremy Squirrel winks, and he's wearing a little hat. He's got a little pilgrim hat on. He's
also got an acorn under it that he eats after he winks. That's
true, yeah. So he stole their food. He stole the food from the family. This painting is going to live.
So he had a happy Thanksgiving, but his family did not.
Nope, they died. Squirrels don't live that long anywhere. So like this family is definitely dead. They've been dead for a long time. So just let that sink in. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, Chris, looks like it's about time we send our inner kids back to the 1600s to get lost in the forest with Johnny and Little Bear. Then, after they're saved by a talking squirrel, tell us what they thought of the Thanksgiving that almost wasn't.
This cartoon was okay, I guess, if you're kind of stupid. I mean, it's pretty much about 2 dumb boys who get lost and a squirrel saves them because other animals are just useless. Honestly, I'm just here for the pie. But I still gave this cartoon 2.5 bowls of pointless sound effect cereal out of 5.
Let me start by saying that what might have been the best part about this special may also have been its downfall. While it's great that it only took 20 minutes to sit through this thing, the irony is that I'll bet it could have been so much better if they'd extended it to 40 minutes or so and actually taken the time to make it more fun. As it stands, even adding in the talking squirrel Jeremy couldn't really lift it for me, since he basically just nagged the kids the whole time, then rescued them just so he could nag them some more. That said, I do like the message and the idea of it, and maybe it would be a decent post-Macy's parade filler to have on TV on Thanksgiving Day for the kids. Overall, I'd give the Thanksgiving that almost wasn't 3 big bowls of Don't Tell Me Your Belly's Aching cereal out of 5, and I think this TV special is fine. It's nothing amazing, but it could be fun for kids. Before I go, let me pose you 3 scenarios as to why no one but Johnny and Little Bear could understand Jeremy the Squirrel. 1, it was an innocent, open-minded imagination of a child that allowed them to communicate. 2, Jeremy is an exception to the norm, but did not want to reveal his secret knowledge of the human language to the adults for fear of their reaction. Or 3, it was in Johnny and Little Bear's mind this whole time. They simply embodied luck and happenstance in the form of a tiny squirrel named Jeremy the entire time.
Or maybe these kids, just bear with me here.
Okay.
Maybe these 2 kids were so obnoxious. The parents were like, God, we got to get rid of these kids. And they poisoned their food, but they didn't eat enough of the food because they got distracted arguing over who's the better hunter. So they didn't eat enough of the poison to die, but they hallucinated this talking squirrel. And they just followed him all over in the woods. They swam through a river and almost died up until the parents were just like, that was pretty irresponsible of us. Now we feel bad and we should feel thankful that we have these 2 pieces of crap kids. And then they were just like, here, have some non-poison food and invite your invisible squirrel friend. And that is what Thanksgiving is all about, everyone.
They should be thankful that they have those 2 piece of crap kids.
I'm sure a lot of parents say that, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think universally, most parents don't like their kids all the time.
Yeah.
And that's understandable because we don't like your kids either most of the time.
Yeah, we don't. We really don't.
Or seeing pictures of them.
No,
all the time.
little kids are ugly. I don't care. I don't care what you say. Like babies, ugly. It's just potatoes with faces.
I know. Why can't human kids be as cute as like puppies or kittens?
Exactly. Mr. Potato Head looks better than your child.
Yeah. At least you can dress him up and, fix his face. Kids, they're stuck with what they got.
Yeah, you can fix what's wrong with the face, unlike your kid.
Like, I do wonder, it kind of surprised me that they only were able to talk to the kids. And you don't realize that until Jeremy gets to the parents and he's just like doing his little squirrel squeaks and pointing in the direction, like, let's go this way. He's not talking to them like he is definitely talking to the kids because they can understand and respond to him. And he has a name and he's given it to them and they say it constantly.
Yeah. That
was just a weird add-in that's like, why did you do this? And never kind of explain why he can't talk to adults.
If a squirrel ran up to me and started tugging my pant leg and pointing, instead of following him, I'd probably just take a cell phone video of it and put it on Instagram or something.
Well, yeah, you go viral real quick.
Exactly.
I'd probably still follow him though, just in case. There could be more talking squirrels and I could have a colony of my own.
But what if he's trying to lead you into a squirrel trap?
As squirrels are wont to do.
Never trust a squirrel.
Don't trust those
I
squirrels.
learned that the
They'll
hard
get you
way.
with those squirrel traps.
Those squirrels are nuts.
Oh. But is it white nut or dark nut?
Oh, I don't think that's appropriate for this podcast. So speaking of white and dark nuts, do you have any final thoughts on the Thanksgiving that almost wasn't?
We're being too hard on it. Maybe it's not that it's any better than we're letting it on to be, because it's not, but it's innocent enough and it doesn't it's not like it makes any offensively bad moves or anything, or it's just like a straight up bad TV special. It's just it almost seems like a stock footage Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Like, it's not standalone as good as any individual cartoons, but it uses all their sound effects. It's not really about the holiday itself, so it's just like a weird plot that they pulled from. Really, it could have been anywhere, and it could have been any situation, and just threw the labeling of Thanksgiving on it to have some sort of Thanksgiving presentation. And it just doesn't seem like too much care or thought was put into it. And when you see the scene, if you ever watch this, when you see the scene where I think it's when Jeremy is chasing them down the river while they're on the log, of how many sound effects it plays in a row, you'll know just how little they cared about this or how little effort they put into it after you see that just that entire portion of it consisted only of sound effects, and strange ones at that. Like, it's a serious situation. They're just throwing everything they can in at it. To wrap that up, though, I don't think it was great. I wouldn't discourage people from watching it, though, and I'm sure some people have it as like their Thanksgiving tradition, and that's fine. But it's something, if you're going to watch it, like, make sure that your kids are watching it at a very early age, because I don't think that there's a certain point where there's not enough entertainment in it to really pull anyone else in. It's not even like there's a lesson in there. I don't know. Like, I keep trying to defend it, but then I'm thinking about it and it's hard for me to. But if you like it, great, have fun with it. And just be warned that it's not an easy watch, even though it is only 24 minutes. So keep that in mind.
To be fair, like you said, we are kind of picking on it a little bit. And I did kind of warn at the beginning we were going to bash this thing. I mean, the truth is it's not terrible. It's just not good. I mean, I say that with, being a 33-year-old guy born in 85, watching a cartoon from 72 that's absolutely geared for children. At least it does share some of the basics on what Thanksgiving was about, but I expected there to be a lot more story about the actual holiday itself. Instead, it was just, like we said, this side story to the holiday instead. And if you forget that it's a Pilgrim and a Native American, then this could be in any setting. It didn't really matter. That's fine, but it's not really what I was wanting or expecting from this. And this is definitely not a special I'd seek out again. But if you are into showing your smaller children a wholesome classic cartoon, this could do the trick. Or any cartoon that has to do with Thanksgiving, because this might be the only one.
I think we're both in agreement, though. It's not the worst thing we've ever seen, but I'm very much neutral towards it because I get what it was trying to do. but I think that it was really lacking in a lot of places and didn't really push that message very hard.
I struggled to, like you said, I struggled to find a message in this, unless the message is like, don't walk around when it's time to eat.
You know what? What could have made it even more Thanksgiving-y, at least, even with the same plot, same everything, is if they just made Jeremy a turkey instead of a squirrel. Like, why was he a squirrel?
Oh my God. But then they would have eaten him in the end, and that would have been funny.
Maybe that's why they didn't.
That would have made it better for the adults.
Because Jeremy sits down at the table. They're like, all right, guys, what's for dinner? And everybody's just looking at him, licking their chops.
Or they like pull like the lid off of a plate, and he's like, my wife! Oh, no.
But I think that could have been even funnier if they had done that. And, shame on them for not thinking that through.
Who stuffed my wife?
So thank you, Ira and Nickel Force, for suggesting this anyway, because it gave us a chance to see what we weren't missing.
Yeah, and like next time, just keep it to yourselves.
Yeah, in case you ever feel the need to suggest something to us that almost wasn't, just almost don't.
The request that almost wasn't requested. We'll leave it at that.
Well, sir, it looks like I'm no surprised. Now we're dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. Next week, we'll be watching
She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, suggested by Joseph.
Yes.
You were like adamant we had to do this one next.
We haven't done the original one yet, and that's going to be fine though, because this is a really standalone. It's much different, at least from what I've seen of it. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but by the time we get around to next week, I will have seen enough of it to be able to give my final verdict, at least of this first season, and then we'll see what we got.
And I've heard that there's some controversy around this cartoon, but I don't know what that controversy is. So I am very intrigued to find out what this is about.
We'll talk about it next week.
We passed this little Christmas speed bump on our way to a better holiday.
But once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next Saturday.
Presented by Nerdsloth.
A place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.